this problem, we're looking for the tensions of the two objects, and we are going to start off with just explaining that if the object has a tension here, tension force versus the mg here, and it's going positive, we could say that the tension has a greater force and it's causing the acceleration to be positive. Okay, so we'll get that out the way. So the equation we're going to use today is going to be sum 2. Tension is equal to M1G equals to MA, right? And if we were to work it out, right, we'll figure out that it will turn into T1 at least for the first mass, right? Because that's just two masses. For the first mass, it'll be T equals M1 A plus M1G. Now we got to first figure out A, right? Because we could figure out M1 and we could figure out M1G, right? We don't really need that. What we really need to figure out is A. And if we were able to work out an equation, right, for the original equation that we could sum it down to, which is just M2 minus M1 G equals to M1 plus M2A here, right? It's the M1 plus M2A. I know my handwriting's bad here, but it's M1 plus M2A, right? If we were able to sum that out, we could break it down into this equation here, essentially. Let me write it out now. Maybe it'd be better to understand. M2 minus M1G all over M1 plus M2. Because we're trying to isolate the A, right? And that's from the first equation I gave you. So after we isolate it, we can plug in the numbers and we could solve for T1 and T2. So for tension 1, if we plug in this in, we get 10 times 8 plus 10 times 10 equals, right? For the acceleration, we got that number, right? 8 point whatever, 8 point, I think it was 18. We got 8.18. Yeah, meters per second. That was the number we got. So that's why I have the 18 on top there because I forgot to write it in. So after we multiply that in, 10 times 8.18 plus 10 to 0.10, right? We'll get 181, right? And that'll be our first T. And since we can tell by the problem that it's not really propelling either or, like it's kind of even, right? We could just reuse the acceleration again, and we can do, okay, 100 times 10 minus 100 times 8 to the 18 equals T, which is going to be 100 minus 808 this, and it's going to turn into 181 equals to T. So that'll be our final answer for T1 and T2. But the most important thing was how we converted that equation to find the acceleration, because the acceleration is going to be equal to both, right? So essentially T1, right, is going to have 181 to the 80th Newton, right? And then the other one's be 181 to the 20th Newton. So we write it out, 81, 81, and then the other one's be 81 to the 20. That's how it is. Okay, so